Pregame.com.
Did you do the sound check? Saturday, college football. Stanford at Southern Cal. I'm your host, Marco D'Angelo. I'm joined with Bryan Leonard, but normally, Bryan, your sidekick's Vegas Runner, and I did some videos with Vegas Runner yesterday because he wasn't available today, so I understand you're going to play Vegas Runner.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little fun that the guy's actually leaving town on a football weekend and having all the fun. So we'll have a little fun at his expense. I'll pretend to be VR in this video.
Okay, so next week, who's going to make fun of me?
We're going to pull straws on that one.
Okay. Well, RJ does enough of it by himself, so maybe you can get him in. So I address you as VR this whole video?
Yeah, you can call me VR.
Okay. Well, this is going to be my video with the free pick, so I'll be the one on the hook with this one. So I'll jump and start it off. Pure and simple, we all know Southern Cal, they've got, sanctions this year because, they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar like so many other college programs have done. I'm looking at this game. This is their bowl game. I mean, pure and simple. They got Oregon later in the year, and that's going to be their other big game. But this is the biggest game on their schedule. It's at home. They want to play spoiler. Stanford, they run the table. There's a chance that they could be playing for the national championship. A couple things have to happen, for them, because even if they run the table and a couple other teams do, they're not going to leapfrog them. But they're a legitimate national championship team. Do you think Stanford is running into an ambush? This is their first real test, but Southern Cal, do you think they're good enough to put up a battle?
Yeah, this is a situation where everybody and their brother would be coming in and they're betting Stanford hand over fist. And the lines maker knows he's getting killed by Stanford every week. And I'll be honest with you, I've made this line a little higher, but the lines maker knows if he puts it below 7, they're going to come in and they're going to bet them Stanford. And so they put it a little bit over 7. And I'll be honest with you, the points here with the points is USC. I think is the way to go in this game. You have a team going against Stanford 7-0 straight up against the spread. They got the Heisman Trophy winner, a quarterback. He's getting all the things. Everybody that's won the last 7 weeks is going to put their money on Stanford here. I think the value is on USC in this one.
You make me almost want to change my side. I mean, it's pretty dead on. Wow. Okay. I got to, I'm going to be like the old school guy. The dog at home, they're sitting here. The whole season's on they got nothing to lose. They get some 4th and 2s. They can gamble. What do they have to lose in this game? They've got everything, to win. They're playing with house money. That can backfire. We all know that. We've played with house money several times and, got stupid. But it can work in their advantage. And as the season progresses, Bryan, this is an angle, VR. This is an angle that I like to look at is the teams that have that, the diamond right there in front of them, the carrots there, the pot of gold at the end. The closer you get to the end of the season, there's no other way to say it, but the sphincter starts to tighten on these teams. There's so much on the line. National championship, BCS Bowl, playing on a hostile environment. This is the first true test this team's had. They've played on the road at Duke. Come on, that was a scrimmage. They played Arizona, who ended up firing their coach, this season, so that team was not good. They played at Washington State. We saw last week where, and I'll admit, I was one that was wrong with it, but Wisconsin had their first true test last week, and they didn't pass it on the road. Do you see similarities to USC in that situation?
Yeah, very, very similar situation. You have a team in USC. They haven't been held underdog only one time since 2002, so it's a rare situation for them. But this USC defense has held 5 of their last 7 opponents this year to 17 points or less. Very good defensive team, similar to the Michigan State that we saw last week. And take a look at this USC offense. They've scored 30 points or more in 4 of their last 5 games. So to be honest with you, I think you're getting a lot of value here, getting over a touchdown. And as I said before, we'll let the guy go in and bet in the bad number because what we're seeing right now is people are betting these teams hand over fist without regard to what the number is. So from a lines maker standpoint, he knows if he puts it at 7, he's going to get one-way action. Puts it at 7.5. That way people have to think about it a little bit. But it's a situation right now. I think it's a great spot for the underdog.
Well, I agree with the underdog, and from listening to what you're saying, VR, we should wait till later in the week to bet this. If we're going to bet the dog, I don't think it's going back to 7. If it's going anywhere, it's going to go up.
Yeah, the public's going to bet it over. They're going to take the favorite here, and I apologize. I didn't go home last night. I was out partying all night long, and I didn't have a chance to put on one of my $100 T-shirts. So I found this one in the back of my car, and unfortunately, it makes me look a little bit older and fatter. But what are you going to do?
Did you run out of hair gel this week too?
I ran out of hair gel and didn't trim my mustache, and it's what you're going to get.
Actually, a couple grays popped in there. Usually, you don't go on camera with the.
I was out partying all night long.
Well, we all can't be the rock star lifestyle. Me, I was home with the wife and the 2 dogs watching Pitt in Connecticut last night. I'm sorry. I like Southern Cal. I think they're going to be able to stay in this ball game. Like I said, they'll be able to take chances, take gambles that Stanford's not going to be able to. Stanford, at some points, they're going to make decisions where possibly you're playing not to lose instead of playing to win, and you got a team that's take chances, and this is a signature game for Southern Cal. I think they pull. I'm going to go ahead and call for a tight game. I think Stanford will pull it out, but I'm going to go 28-27 Stanford. I'm going to take the points, take Southern Cal plus the 7.5. Wait till later in the week. I think closer to game time, this game's going to push up to 8 or 8.5. Take the points. I like Southern Cal. That's my free pick. Anything you want to add closing, VR?
Nah, I think we about got it.
You think you about got it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm Marco D'Angelo, and truth be told, he's actually Bryan Leonard playing Vegas Runner, but we'll be back with the next video. We're going to take a look at Navy and Notre Dame up next.